What's up, YouTube friends? Cheddar here. I hope you're having a chetty day. Just kidding. I hope it's going well. We got a bit of a bummer video here, I suppose. This is a not review of the new Borderlands movie that I wasn't exactly looking forward to, but I had some interest in because I was not an active Borderlands fan, but I was playing the first game when it came out. I loved the second game. I even really liked Borderlands 1.5, the one with Jack's story. I liked that one quite a bit too. That one might have even had my favorite class to play, the Doppelganger class. It wasn't the best game. I think the second one is the best game. Uh, Never played 3 or anything else, and uh, but I have a special place for Borderlands. I had a lot of fun playing the old Borderlands games with my friends. It's a great time. It's a great co-op game. So I feel like you could still probably go to those games and have a blast. But how the heck are we supposed to, sell people on the Borderlands franchise when you have movies like this coming out and getting the 0 or 4, 5, 6% that it's getting? It's so frustrating when I haven't paid to see this movie and I'm not going to see this movie. I just don't even care anymore to see this movie because I've seen these kinds of movies before and they just work. Why would I pay money to see a smear campaign? Because these type of movies just ultimately work as a smear campaign. When you have a pre-existing source material that has a following, has support and love for it, there's so many resources that can be used to actually make a good story, to actually put together the right movie. It's like just everything goes wrong, and I've seen these kinds of movies before, particularly with the Last Airbender. I was a big fan of the Avatar Last Airbender show, and I went into that movie thinking it was going to be bad. I went into the Last Airbender thinking I was not going to like it, and that I ended up coming out of that movie disappointed. For a long time I called it the worst movie I've ever seen, and it might be dethroned by this point, but it's still one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's just painfully boring, and they just work as a smear campaign. If you like movies but aren't familiar with the franchise, you're not going to like the movie. If you are a fan of the franchise, you're going to hate the movie. So it's a lose-lose, and when this happens with movies, it's just so incredibly frustrating anymore because it seems like the pattern's there, that the examples are there of how directors or teams can learn to not do this. It didn't need to suck because you just work to devalue the franchise. It's PG-13. My son and kids have kind of seen some of the Borderland pictures and they've asked me about it. This could have been a way to perhaps bridge a gap, where maybe even make some. This could have been the bridge to some kind of PG-13 Borderlands games. And I'm not saying that's the right direction for it either, because it's an adult handled franchise. All of the games are rated M. So you're already kind of toying with the audience by making it PG-13, possibly alienating the audience. I'm not saying for sure, but it just it when you have these movies that have a source material and then just actively shit on the source material, it just works as a smear campaign. It just works to devalue the franchise, and there's no point in seeing the movie because it's just going to make me hate Borderlands. It's going to make me embarrassed to even talk about them. I'm just going to regret it. It's going to feel like a waste of money. It's going to feel like a waste of time. And usually I don't follow the bandwagon. Usually I want to watch the movie and just get my own opinion, but it, I know, okay, I know that not everyone, there's some things that can be obvious, okay, and I just can collectively see the experience people are having, from the different kinds of viewership, and so many different review sources. You know, I mean, your favorite YouTubers have already probably made videos on this, and this is just another one. This isn't even a review. I haven't seen the movie. I'm not gonna see the movie. I don't want to. So, uh, it sucks because I did have some interest, but not anymore. So I'm why did they even make these movies? That's, you could say, why am I making this review? Why do they make these movies? We should have better, we should have learned better from the filmmaking side of things by now. We deserve better as consumers, especially when movie tickets are this expensive. And if they're going to make a movie PG, for families, for everyone to see, it's got to be worth it. It can't be a piece of crap movie that everyone regret seeing. That the kid that new people won't understand, and people who do understand are just going to feel regret. So, I mean, I don't have much else to say about it other than it just sucks. So, uh, I hope I don't think these movies will ever stop. We're always going to get these kinds of movies, but it's good to be aware of the movies, and it sucks. It could have been so much better because I never finished the Fallout show, but that was good. At least the bit I have seen. I didn't finish the Last of Us show, but that was okay too. That was good. And it seemed like there was a good direction for movies. And I think if you have George Miller, or I'm trying to think of another director that could have really handled the Borderlands movies. I think George Miller, or um, the guy that does the I'm so mad I don't remember his name, but it's the guy that does the John Wick movies. You get the John Wick director or George Miller, maybe, but them both. Just get them both, and get a fan who's a screenwriter who's a fan of the games, or a team of them. It's this, if I was going to be a movie maker or producer, that's exactly what I would do. I would find screenwriters, professional screenwriters, and one of my prerequisites would be like, how much have you played the Borderlands games? How much do you know? Have you written your own fan fictions about them? I would be asking those kind of questions because there's just no excuse. There's no excuse, and it's frustrating. So I'm not going to see the movie. Thank you for everyone that offered their warnings, and I'm looking forward to all of the other movies. I'm going to see The Last Airbender again before I see the Borderlands movie. So, because I trust M. Night more than Eli Roth. So, yep. That's all. Thanks for listening. You're awesome. Except for the Borderlands movie, I suppose. Thank you. Goodbye.